Good morning, good morning, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the internet. Welcome back to another rousing episode of The Grow Show, where we're going to get our daily checkup from the neck up. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking this week, this idea, this intentionality, this laser focus on conversations that convert. The conversations that move the needle forward, the levers that we need to pull, whether that's by skill or schedule, whether that's by learning, getting better, or the frequency and the number of people we're talking to. Yesterday, we talked about the power of talking to more people. Today, we're going to turn the dial a little bit on something that is a golden thread that weaves its way through this show and the mentality that we seek, and it's consistency. It's consistency more often. Here's why. Here's what I mean by it for this. And we're not talking today about, consistency in the gym. I'm talking about the frequency with which we talk to people in that consistent manner. For instance, frequency builds familiarity. Frequency builds familiarity, and that builds trust. We don't necessarily need some fancy sales word track or some amazing conversation model. Guys, maybe we need to stop ghosting our database. Maybe we need to stay in closer emotional proximity of people. Maybe we just need to be present more. Here's a key truth in this, man. There's a psychology behind frequency. People don't necessarily buy from who's best. They buy a lot of times from who is closest in mind when the moment strikes, who is closest in their mind when it's time, when the iron is hot. People don't buy a lot of times in the first call. This is one of the wild things for me, for people, whether they're a real estate agent or insurance or any sort of sales. They get so bummed out when people don't leap at the first point of communication. People don't always buy at the first call. More often than not, they don't. A lot of times, guys, science and study shows that people buy at the seventh moment of certainty or clarity. The seventh time. A lot of people out there in sales are quitting at moment number 2. Top performers are quitting at moment 3. But the data is clear. 6, 7, 8 times. Moments of certainty or clarity, conversations, relationships built. We've got to stay in top of mind awareness. One of the things I want you guys to remember, write down, keep on top of your brain today, this week, this month, this year, is having top of mind awareness, being at the center of their brain, being at the top of their RAS or reticular activation system. That can be the difference between a stranger and an advocate. Someone you don't know versus a gladiator who's going out and fighting in battles and arenas for you and for your business. To break it down at a small level, it's when you're familiar, you're safe, right? When you're safe, that raises trust. When there's trust, there's conversion. Familiar equals safe. When there's safe, there's trust. When there's trust, there's conversion. It's that simple, and yet we overcomplicate it all the time. One of the great stories I love to tell about this is the champion idea of consistency. There was an agent who's sharing a story, and he closed on a property for a client. Then for the next 3 years, he called that person once a quarter, 3 years, reaching out. Hey, staying in proximity, staying in relationship, once a quarter, once a quarter, once a quarter. Not one time in those 3 years did the person answer. But every single time, he left a voicemail. Hey, thinking about you. Hey, the market. Hey, whatever. Hey, it's me. Hey, touching base. Whatever he said. For 3 years, nothing but voicemails. Till one day that client called him. He said, "Hey man, how you doing? I've been getting your voicemails. Ready to buy, sell, or invest." The consistency and the frequency of showing up and being seen, whether there was a conversation or not, saying, "Hey, I'm here when you're ready," led to that mental proximity when the moment struck. Are you touching your database like you should? Guys, we're not annoying if we're bringing value. We're not annoying when we're coming from contribution. We're annoying when we're irrelevant. We're annoying when we put our needs over our customers or our clients' needs. That's when it's annoying. You're not annoying when you're coming from contribution. You're not annoying when you're coming with your hand full instead of your hand out. I want you to start asking yourself, what value can I bring to people today? How can I influence my clients, my customers, my database's world for the positive? How can I bring so much value that it outweighs any cost? People buy when value outweighs the cost. Most salespeople stop showing up before that equation tips. Before the value outweighs the cost, they quit. Consistency compounds conviction. Consistency compounds conviction. Are you showing up with the right rhythm of reach, ladies and gentlemen? Are you showing up like a professional? Are you showing up with the value? Are you calling, leaving voice notes, texting, dropping an item of value, whether it's an article, a resource, an update, news? Are you DMing, commenting, giving social love, loving on your people? Are you doing a pop by? Are you rotating this cycle? Talking to your people doesn't always mean sitting there making a phone call. It's just reminding them that you exist, reminding them that you care, reminding them that you are bringing value. Your week, have you thought about structuring it in a way that can be consistent and repeatable and scalable? Like Mondays for new leads, Tuesdays for past clients, Wednesdays for Sphere, Thursdays for buyers, Fridays for agents and referrals. What if you're doing 5 to 10 names in that every single day, building a habit, not just a list, building relationships, not just conversations? I want you to understand that one conversation can't change everything. And yet, one conversation can change everything. How are you showing up? Are you doing the work? Are you being someone worth knowing? Because you're coming from care, from contribution, from value, and you're doing it consistently. Phil Jones talks about his magic words, right? He says magic words matter more than the second and third time you show up. The reason I say that is it's consistency is key, and how we're showing up in that consistency matters as well. Some top phrases, some ideas that you can drop when you're doing your reach outs is, hey, I didn't want this to slip through the cracks. I wanted to make sure I brought this to you so you didn't miss it. What if it's, hey, I'm not sure if this is still on your radar or not, but I wanted to bring it to you. Value. What if it was, hey, most people I talk to, they fear the high interest rates. I'm just curious, is that true for you too? Coming from clarity. Hey, listen, it's totally cool if the timing is not right. I just wanted to make you aware of this. All you're doing is showing them things and making sure that they're not missing out. Guys, there's so much information out there, so much misinformation out there. Can you be the source of news? Can you be the source of value so your people don't miss out? So they are in a position of success, of knowledge, of information. Can you be the voice of that for your database? Maybe you want to tie it to something real. Maybe it's, hey, listen, I saw a recent sale in your neighborhood and I thought of you, just wanted to touch base. Hey, I saw this recent sale in your neighborhood. I just wanted to let you know this is what the market's doing right by you. Hey, I had a coaching conversation today that reminded me of your story. How the heck are you? Stop overthinking this. I desire you to go be a human being who sells real estate instead of a salesman who sometimes masquerades as a human being. We've got to show up and we've got to keep showing up. Your follow up shouldn't feel like hunting. We're not hunting people down. We're nurturing a relationship that hasn't matured yet. I want you to come from value. So one of my questions to you is this as we keep going, as we think about this moving forward. Does your schedule allow, does your calendar reflect the consistency? Are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to make the calls? Are you willing to come from value? As you're making these follow-up plans, right? Because there's a difference between lead generation and lead follow-up. We're talking right now about following up, consistency of building the relationship. I think there are three really good types of follow-up that you can implement into your business. One of them is a value-based follow-up, and we've been touching on that throughout. Share them something that helps them move closer to clarity. Share with them something that helps them move closer to clarity. Hey, here's a short video of the home buying process. I know that that's some goal of yours or it's on your radar. Just wanted to put this on your radar. What is a value-based follow-up? Another one. I love this one, and I think that everyone should be better at this. Story-based follow-up. I think we should be better at storytelling, better at collecting stories, better at being able to share those stories. Can you tell a story about someone in their shoes who got a great result? Can you show them, hey, look, it's not just me saying this. Frank, Susan, they did the same thing. They were where you were, and this is what happened. They had the same concern about interest rates. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We were able to get them exactly what they desired in a budget friendly manner. Now they're happy as pigs in mud. They're happy as a crawfish in a pond. They're happy as an alligator with 17 toothbrushes. Whatever it is. So you have a value-based follow-up. You have a story-based follow-up. Another one is an outcome-based follow-up. Tie it back to their dream state or their pain avoidance. Hey, if you still want to be in a new place before school starts, we're hitting that window right now. Hey, if you still desire to do X, do Y, do Z, we're hitting that window right now. Let them know, not because it's your goals, because it's theirs. Because that is the goal that they stated, and you know that that time frame is now, and you've got to act with a sense of urgency and a sense of clarity to let them know this is how we get there. This is how we do the thing that you desire. All of this can be summed up in a very simple statement. Opportunity is often missed because it's dressed up in overalls and boots and looks like work. I want you to stop hoping that people remember you. Let's make it inevitable. Hope is not a strategy. I trust that you, ladies and gentlemen, are going to do the work. Be someone worth knowing because you're coming from value and contribution and consistency. If you're talking to people once a year, they're not your client. You're a business card in their drawer. So this week, I desire you guys to think about this. Choose 10 people in your database you've talked to before, 10 Mets, as Gary Keller likes to call in The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. Who are 10 Mets? Over the next 5 days, I want you to touch base with all 10, but never the same way twice. We are going to be increasing our skill set by running different plays, finding out which ones you're good at, increasing your repertoire, finding one that speaks to you and that resonates with your personality type, your speaking style. So for the next 5 days, work out different ways of touching people. Touch all 10, but different every time. I want you to use at least 3 of the 5 touch cycle that we talked about: a voice, text, DM, value drop, video. Rotate some of those, the mediums in which you touch and talk to people. A lot of us have pigeonholed ourselves into 1 or 2 instead of using 3 or 4, keeping it fresh, keeping it interesting. Then I want you to do the most important thing that we can. I want you to track it. I want you to make notes. I want you to pay attention. This is how we move from just being an agent or in sales to a professional. This was the results. This is how it went. This is how I did. What could I change? What went well? What did not go well? How should I tweak this? What could I do next time to influence a better result? What could I do next time to come from more contribution or value? What could I do next time? Track it and then reflect on it. The truth is this, ladies and gentlemen, you're not forgotten because you're not good. You're probably forgotten because you're not frequent. In today's world, a lot of times, more often than not, trust is built through attention. It is. This is an attention-based world that we live in. The way we earn attention is by showing up more often with more heart. Make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, my rally cry for you, our goal is to show up with heart, is to treat people like people and help them get what they desire. If you want more business this quarter, stop looking for new people to chase. Start loving on the ones you've already met. You already know who are an acquaintance. Remember, frequency builds familiarity. Familiarity builds trust, and trust closes the deal. My final question to you is the same one I've asked all along. Are you willing to do the work? I believe in you. I trust that you have what it takes, and I know for a fact that you're probably stronger than you give yourself credit for. This market is going to show the ones who care and the ones who are willing to do the things that others aren't. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the internet, this was today's G.R.O.W. Show. I'm Kyle Evans coming to you from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, KW Maps coach. I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning.